What's going on, guys? This is Mikeinoid, and today I'll be showing you guys my expanded Nintendo Switch collection. Almost 2 years ago, I did a video on my Nintendo Switch collection showing off the consoles and over 60 games I owned. And as you can imagine, my physical game collection has almost doubled since then, so I figured it's time to talk about each of these new games. Now I'm only going to be talking about these new games, so if you wanted to know what I already owned, be sure to check out that first collection video. Also, before I talk about the games, let's check out some of the new hardware because I did get a few Switch Lite systems. Here I have the Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl Special Edition Switch Lite. This was a Christmas present from Isabella last year, and it's honestly the cleanest Switch Lite out to date. The gunmetal gray is gorgeous. I like the black buttons and analog sticks, and of course the Dialga and Polka designs on the back is the icing on the cake. The only game I've played on this is Brilliant Diamond, which I'll talk about later. I would want to actually use this system more, but I just think it looks too good to keep playing with. The next Switch Lite I got is the yellow one. Nothing special about it, I just really wanted this to have all the original Switch Lite colors. I did buy this used, as you can see by the scuffs on the screen and the handheld itself, but I only paid $70 for it, which I think is a pretty good deal, especially since it works great. And the last Switch Lite I now own is the blue color. It's not 100% blue, but that's what Nintendo calls it. I got this one on OfferUp along with a couple of games. It's pretty used and it even smelled like cigarettes when I got it, but for $120 with 2 games and the charger and the box, that's not too bad. Plus, I really like the color. So those are the Switch Lites I added to my collection. Now, if I can just find that Pokemon Sword and Shield one, ooh, that would be perfect. One more thing I'd talk about before the new games in the collection, I wanted to mention a couple of changes to the existing collection. I ended up giving away Just Dance 2018, Toy Explorer Edition, and Cartoon Network Battle Crashers, and I just straight up sold World of Simulators. A few months ago, I decided to downsize my entire game collection, and these were the Switch games I knew were just taking up shelf space. I also sold Minecraft Dungeons, Hero Edition, and the Disney Classic Game Collection, but I'll talk about why I did that later in the video. So now let's go ahead and look at all the new games I now own. First is the wonderful 101 Remastered. So I own this game for the Wii U. It was made by Platinum Games, which also makes masterpieces like Bayonetta and Astral Chain, so I have no doubt that this will also be a great game. Haven't played much of it, I've only done the tutorial level. From what I can tell, basically you control a bunch of people and shape them into a giant weapon or a fist. It's pretty goofy, but that's its charm, which I like a lot. Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. I bought this game the day it came out, despite owning it for the Wii U already. I never beat this game because I didn't own it when the Wii U was relevant. I rented the game from Redbox back in the day, so I figured if I bought it again, I'll actually try and beat the game. I'll be honest, I didn't care much about Bowser's Fury, but holy sh**, is Bowser's Fury good. I thought it was just going to be a bunch of individual levels, not a whole 5-hour 3D Mario game. After I did Bowser's Fury, I finally did go back into Super Mario 3D World, and I beat the game. It's really good. I feel like this game was even more fun because I got to play it with Isabella, and we were pretty bad together, but it was fun. I get mad when Nintendo doesn't put their games on sale, but Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury is worth the full $60. It's that damn good. Oh, also, this level. I didn't get the damn toad on the flagpole, so then I have to redo the level just so I could get the toad to finish the level. Another game I got the day it was released was Persona 5 Strikers. I pre-ordered the game from Best Buy and it came with a steelbook alongside the regular case. This is the second steelbook I own, and the other one I have is for Persona 5 Royal. It also came with the download code for the bonus content app that plays the game's soundtrack and behind the scenes footage. So this is a direct sequel to Persona 5, but instead of turn-based battles, it's the Dynasty Warriors type of gameplay where you just beat up a bunch of enemies. It still uses a bunch of Persona 5 mechanics, which I like a lot. The characters are still great, and the music is just too good for no reason as always. Definitely one of my favorite games of all time. Next up is Hades. Heard so many good things about it, mainly from it being a Game of the Year contender in 2020, so I picked it up. It also came with a download code for the soundtrack and the character booklet. Always appreciate cool stuff like this. The goal is to escape the underworld by using power-ups given to you by the gods and fighting some tough boss fights. I've died a lot, but that's kind of the point. Each time you go back, you get stronger to get closer to escaping. I believe I'm almost there. I can reach the Hades boss fight. Haven't beaten him yet though, but this game is really good. Smashing undead creatures is really addicting. Speaking of undead creatures, I have another game that has plenty of those. Resident Evil Revelations Collection. So if you bought this game brand new, you get Resident Evil Revelations 1 and 2, but Revelations 1 is on the game card while you needed the download code for Revelations 2. I ended up buying this used, so I bought the second game on the eShop when it went on sale, so we're all good. I haven't played much of Revelations 1, I've barely started it if anything, but I remember playing the 3DS demo of it a lot back in the day, which is why I had the desire to finally get it for Switch. I'm not sure if you have to play the other Resident Evil games to understand what's happening in these games. If so, I have a lot I need to catch up on. Bravely Default 2 is a game I haven't really touched. I'm one of those idiots that buy a bunch of great RPGs but never get around to playing them. I even have Bravely Default and Bravely Default Endlayer for the 3DS. Can you guess if I play these or not? Another fantastic game I haven't played yet is Monster Hunter Rise. In fact, I haven't played a true Monster Hunters game, but I think it's cool that you can hunt monsters with a group of friends. I just got the game a few months after its release, so I didn't quite get a chance to get into it, but it's on my list. New Pokémon Snap is a game I actually played and beat. I think I've played the original game on the N64 when I was young, so I definitely wanted to play this one. It's a really chill game, so it was pretty easy to play through. Just taking pictures of Pokemon is really relaxing. I will say it was a bit repetitive at times since you had to go back in the same areas to find different Pokemon, but it's still a cool game. I don't think it's worth a full $60, so if you find it on sale, I'd say play it. Game Builder Garage was a pretty cheap game. It goes for about $30. The idea for this is cool, being able to make your own games and share them online to play other people's creations, but it just never took off. I got through a few of the tutorials, but I never finished all of them. I might go back to see what kind of games the community made though. Burnout Paradise Remastered. I also have this game on PS4 and I haven't played either of them. It's basically a highly acclaimed open world racing game that I need to get around to. You also get a couple advertisements for some other EA games. Okay. I haven't played any open world racing game, so I think this will be the first one I check out. I found Paper Mario the Origami King for about $30 brand new, and I wanted to get my hands on it just in case prices started to go out of hand. The only Paper Mario game I've played is Mario and Luigi Paper Jam, which isn't really a Paper Mario game, and I never beat that one. So now I have an actual Paper Mario game to check out, which I've heard okay things about. Like I said before, I've never played an actual Monster Hunter game, but Monster Hunter Stories 2 Rings of Ruin was my introduction to the series, and it's one of the few RPGs I've gotten around to playing and finishing. I remember just trying out the demo for this game, and I was just instantly hooked, so I went out and bought the game, continued where I left off in that demo, and I don't even care that I paid like pretty much full price for it. It was worth the full amount. It's so good, and I just wish that Pokemon could be like this sometimes, which I mean, well, I don't think we'll get to that point. Speaking of monster capturing games, kind of, Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne Remastered is another highly acclaimed JRPG that I'm probably not going to get around to anytime soon. So I bought the fourth game on the 3DS and I started that one, so I would like to beat that one until moving on to any other Shin Megami Tensei game, but it's pretty cool that I have it on Switch. I bought Overcooked 2 for $11. I played a good amount of the first Overcooked, but never beat it because it got a little difficult. This is one of the most chaotic party games I've I've ever played in my life. This game requires a lot of multitasking. If you're not playing with someone else, you have to switch between characters while cutting up food and serving it. It's a lot, but you know, I like the overall style of the game. It's still fun at its core. There's a lot of goofy moments that you can have with this. So I would like to actually find the physical game that bundles both the first and second one. So for now, I just have the second one on hand. I found Shantae completely by accident. I was just browsing in Best Buy and saw this game and I got it immediately. As you can see, it's a limited run game, so I was like, I know that this is probably going to be harder to find down the line. It even comes with the manual for the game that's extremely detailed. So this originally came out for the Game Boy Color, which is now pretty expensive itself. And with this version, not only do you get the original game, but you also get a GBA version of it as well. It's difficult, but it's fun. Shantae is something else. So before I bought this 2-in-1 pack, I owned Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz HD by itself. It was the first Super Monkey Ball I've ever played, and I like it. I understand it's not all that good for fans of the series, but I really did like the game. So when I found this double pack, I just sold that copy. So both Super Monkey Ball and Sonic Forces are both on the cartridge, which is great. I prefer that. I've only played the first couple of levels of Sonic Forces, so I don't have a solid opinion on it yet, but from what I've played so far, I mean, it's not too bad. I think people just probably don't like the story of it or something, which is totally understandable. Definitely gotta play more to have my own opinion about that. This was a random game I just picked up, Warhammer 4000 Mechanicus. I think that's how you say it. I've only heard about the tabletop game, which is why I picked this one up. The game is still sealed, but I got a little gameplay from the PC version since it was free on the Epic Game Store. Not too sure how this game works. To be fair, I didn't really pay attention to the introduction, which is 100% my fault. I have to give the game another shot, but I might just sell this since I have the game on my computer. So here's another double pack. Sonic Mania plus Team Sonic Racing was a pretty good deal. For $25, I got one of the best Sonic games ever made and a pretty fun Sonic racing game. I think I'm about halfway through Sonic Mania while only playing a couple of races in Team Sonic Racing, so not a bad purchase. Curve Space was a $20 game I bought new from GameStop. Well, kind of. You know how GameStop opens their games just to display the case, but will still call the game new? Yeah, this was one of those. Anyways, this is an arcade shooter where you shoot spiders in these curved areas. It actually looks really good. There's a story mode you can play in, or just play in survival or endless mode. Like, these are one of these games that I'll like pop in to try them out, but then I'll spend a little bit more time than what I was willing to play them for. So I'm definitely keeping this one. This is a good one. Next up is The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD. I bought this off someone on OfferUp for 40 bucks. I even got the gold points off of it, so it's like I just bought it brand new. I have one of these amiibo cards for the Loftwing amiibo. I have the actual amiibo, but I bought this one so I can keep the actual figure in the box, since you know you kind of need this amiibo to get an important function in the game. Overall, this was an impulse buy, and not that I don't want to play it. I just have other Zelda games I would like to play first eventually. But you know, Zelda games are good, so I know I'll have fun with this when I do get around to it. Here is Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory. Inside you get the little Square Enix member code card thing. Now, I never played a Kingdom Hearts game. The reason I picked this up was to get the music track in Smash that unlocks when you have a save file of this game. Listen, I still played the game for a few hours, and it's a pretty cool rhythm game. You know, I bet if I understood the context of the story, I would enjoy this way more. But I mean, it's still pretty cool. I mean, the music's good, gameplay's good, so it's a good game. So these next two games I bought on the same day. The first one was Doki Doki Literature Club Plus. I pre-ordered it and it was pushed back a couple of times, but it finally came out, and you get a good amount of stuff with it. There's a business card, a literature club member card, the soundtrack code, stickers, a poem, and cardboard standees. This has got to be the most stuff that has came in a Switch game that I own. In terms of playing the game, I've played a good amount of it on PC, so if I ever wanted to beat this game, I'll play it on Switch. Obviously, I'm not going to go into detail about this game because a lot of enjoyment comes from not knowing anything about it. When you see this game and you see it's rated M and it says psychological horror, there's a reason. The second game I got was Metroid Dread. I did my homework before picking this one up. As soon as the game was announced, I played the original Metroid, Metroid Samus Returns, Super Metroid, Metroid Fusion, and I even went ahead ahead and played Metroid Zero Mission, all to get caught up in the lore and see how I like the gameplay. And honestly, Metroid, it's now one of my favorite game series of all time, hands down. And Metroid Dread is just such a masterpiece. Personally, I didn't get lost in this game. I had no trouble finding the next areas, but you know, I understand if you never played a Metroid game, then you're probably gonna get lost, man. The game was pretty challenging in terms of the boss fights and some of the enemies, but man, it's just so good. This is my favorite Metroid game out of the series, and I even played Metroid 2 to finish off the series. So I picked up Cruis'n Blast around the time it came out. I played a bit of the arcade version, so I wanted to go ahead and play it in the comfort of my own home. I think the game looks amazing. The courses you race in are vibrant and just crazy. The cars look cool, and you can even unlock more cars, even other wacky stuff, which is just insane. So this was a great addition to the collection. I highly recommend this one. So I pre-ordered the Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl double pack from Best Buy and got these cool keychains. Yeah, the pre-order bonuses for these games have been going downhill. I'll be honest with you guys, I was underwhelmed with these games. I mean, these are faithful remakes of Diamond and Pearl, but I think that's the issue. You still have the limited Pokedex, you have the stupid watch thing that only really worked on the DS touchscreen, and a lackluster story. I mean, like many other people, I still prefer Platinum. But hey, I still played through both of these games, completed the Sinnoh Pokedex, and caught a couple of legendary Pokemon, so obviously I still had fun with these. On the same day of picking up those Pokemon games, I took advantage of some Black Friday deals and bought a few more Switch games from Best Buy. The first was the Spyro Reignited trilogy. I'll be honest, the Switch version is probably not the best since you still gotta download the rest of the game. Like the whole game doesn't even come on the cartridge, which is stupid, but at least you can play on the go. You even get a little advertisement for Crash Team Racing, which is cute, I guess. The only Spyro I'm familiar with is Spyro in Skylanders, so I needed to experience the games that started it all. So far, it's a really good looking remake, even on the Switch. I know I'm gonna have a lot of fun with these 3D platformers. Now, a 3D platformer that's just not good is Balan Wonderworld. Inside, you get this cool little ticket, the Square Enix member code thing, and an advertisement for Dragon Quest TAC. Oh, and a limited warranty card. Okay. The cutscenes are amazing, right? But once you get to the actual gameplay, it's horrendous. I'll be honest with you, I only got the game because it was like $15, and I just wanted to get it for the shits and giggles. The only good thing about this game was getting the gold points from it, so there's a chance I'll be selling this in the future. Crash Bandicoot N-Sane Trilogy was a game I wanted to get from that Best Buy, but they didn't have it, so I went to another one just to go pick it up. And you get two advertisements, one for the Spyro trilogy and Crash Team Racing again. I played a bit of the first one on the PS1, but finally started to play it recently. This game is stupid hard, like stupid hard. I can't believe this game was made for kids, man. It's still fun though, and honestly, I'm really liking it a lot. I will indeed play all three games for sure. Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time, I found at that original Best Buy, which is why I needed to find the N-Sane trilogy. You know, I wasn't going to play the fourth one without playing the other three. You know, that's just insane. But from what I've seen so far, it looks really good, and I feel like it has its moments where I'm going to struggle with beating it. Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania was on my list, so I was glad it went on sale. So it came in this little box with a booklet and a code for some stuff. This game is hard, and I'm actually kind of sad about that. I was actually trying to play through the whole game, but man, it's just hard, bro. This level I'm at right now is what's keeping me from beating the game. Like this is some bullshit. And the final game that I picked up from that Black Friday sale was the Doom Slayers collection. On the cartridge is Doom 2016, but you also get a code for Doom, Doom 2, Doom 64, and Doom 3. Doom 2016 actually looks good. Obviously, it looks a lot better on other consoles and PC. It's really impressive to see that they got this game running on Switch. Like, I can just about smash demons all day. Wait, what? Here I have the physical copy of Stardew Valley, still in the wrapper. I can hear something in there, but I don't know what it is, and it's driving me crazy. I have the game digitally, and just like many others, I've put a lot of hours into it. It's a great farming game while being a great dungeon crawler, while being a great dating sim. I wanted to get the physical game just because I like the game a lot, so this will just be chilling on my shelf for now. I like buying collections because I can get a good amount of games for a good price, and Borderlands Legendary Collection is no different. Borderlands 1 is on the cart, while the prequel and the second game you need to download. I don't know much about Borderlands, to be honest, but I was playing a bit of the first one and it looks good. It runs just fine on Switch, so I'll definitely play more on the console. So I sold my Disney Classic Games collection to buy this updated one that comes with Jungle Book. It comes with the manual for the Genesis version of Aladdin, which is kind of random, but it's cool. You can play different versions of all 3 games, including their Game Boy versions, which is a nice touch. All of these games are hard, so I haven't beaten a single one. Gress was another new game from GameStop. I was surprised that it came with a little art book, so I forgave the fact that it was new. I played a little bit of it, and I just realized it's only like 2.5 hours long, so I'm definitely gonna go back and beat it. Apparently you go through the 5 stages of grief, which I didn't pick up on, but that's because I only got to the bargaining stage. But the art style is beautiful, and I was just enjoying the time I had playing with it. Cris Tales is another RPG I haven't touched yet. The game comes with a little advertisement and this pretty cool poster. In terms of the game itself, I like the art style they use, and it has something to do with time and an orange frog, so it should be fun to play. I bought the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles on sale from GameStop, and it was actually new in the plastic. Got a code for something, which is cool. I only just got into playing Phoenix Wright this year, and I only beat the first game, but it's so good. Pointing out flaws in testimonies and finding evidence is what these games are all about. And even though I haven't started this game, which I believe is a prequel to Phoenix Wright, I look forward to getting more into the series. Oh, yep. It says right here he's an ancestor to Phoenix. All right. Oh, wow. Another JRPG I bought that I haven't started yet. Shin Megami Tensei 5 is the same situation as the third one. I kind of want to finish the fourth one before playing another one, but I've heard a lot of good things about this entry in the series. I bought Minecraft Dungeons Ultimate Editions, which is why I ended up selling the Heroes Edition. This game gives me access to the DLC that was released for the game. It's a really fun game that I like playing with Isabella. I don't think I would ever play this by myself. This was a Christmas present to myself. Senran Kagura Reflexions, if I'm pronouncing that right. I have this digitally, which is why it's still in the packaging. Well, that, and it was also around $100. So this game will violate my YouTube monetization contract if I show any gameplay that's a little bit too revealing. It's a dating sim, to say the least. It's an old limited run game, which is why the physical copy costs so much. So yeah, I have this stupid game that I haven't opened yet. I might have to open it because it comes with the DLC. I bought Risk of Rain 2 for $3 at GameStop, and it even comes with Risk of Rain 1 on the cartridge, which is pretty cool. I wasn't expecting much from these games, but I was actually getting into the first title. You fight a bunch of enemies to level up, and you can find upgrades to make you stronger so that you can get to the next level. The first game is a retro styled 2D platformer, while the second game is in 3D. Honestly, I wouldn't mind playing more of these games. They were actually really fun. So I have Ori and the Blind Forest Definitive Edition for Switch, but I already started the game on my Xbox, so I just play on that console instead. The game comes with the soundtrack code and some art cards, which is pretty cool. And so far this game has a really good art style, and it's a fun Metroidvania game that I hope to play more of. I bought Pokemon Legends Arceus the day it was released. I spent over 40 hours in this game within the first week. I haven't had this much fun with a Pokemon game in a while. It still has some glaring issues to it, which is classic Game Freak at this point, but I liked going around and throwing balls at Pokemon, just messing around in the wild. And that Arceus boss fight was crazy. I found Into the Dead 2 at GameStop. So originally this is a free smartphone game that I played quite a bit back when I was in high school, so I had to get this game for the Switch. There's a story mode which I never played, so I'm having fun with this arcade survival zombie game again. Next game I have is Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes. This isn't the original artwork for it. I printed this out because it was part of the My Nintendo Points thing. I was really excited for this game, seeing all my favorite characters from Three Houses in a Dynasty Warrior game. So I picked it up the day it was released, but man, I didn't finish it. Everyone is under leveled, so I need to do a lot of leveling up, which is what's stopping me from beating the game. I mean, it's a shame because it's just such a good game, and you still have amazing music, you still have the support conversations in there, and being able to control some of your favorite characters. I feel like is a good selling point to any Fire Emblem Three Houses fan. I can understand why people don't like the protagonist though. Maybe the hair is a little bit too much. I accidentally got Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team DX. So I lost the cartridge of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I just honestly just misplaced it, and it grew legs and just walked away. This is one of the rare cases where that happened. So anyways, I found a listing where a seller was selling, you know, that blue Switch Lite with a copy of Spyro Reignited Trilogy and Mario Kart. So I bought the bundle, and when I opened the Mario Kart 8 case, it was Mystery Dungeon. I'm not going to complain because it's a game I don't own. It's a game I wanted. I was just kind of sad that I still couldn't get a copy of Mario Kart 8. So I ended up just buying the case for it on eBay, and now I have the game. I heard good things about it, so I definitely do need to play it for myself. And I was actually surprised I was able to get Charmander as my character from the quiz. That's pretty cool because I've heard people don't get the Pokemon they want from that quiz, but I'm satisfied with Charmander. And the last game I own is Splatoon 3. I bought this after a couple of weeks from it being released, and it's weird. I bought it from Target, but it was already out of the shrink wrap. Like it was a new game, but I was like, what? This is Target. Target never sells me new games. But I mean, it wasn't a big deal. The cartridge works. I got my gold points, so I mean, I was going to play it anyways. I think the story mode is easily the best out of all the Splatoon games, hands down. The levels were so unique, and the final boss fight was amazing. Turf War for me, it's pretty hard. I don't know what happened. I used to be good at Splatoon, but I've been humbled. Salmon Run is the funnest it's ever been though. I like Salmon Run a lot. I think I'm good at that one. But you know, Splatoon 3 is more of the same. I just wish Nintendo had better servers so I can actually join games sometimes. And that's all of the games I've gotten for the past 2 years. Even though my collection has grown even more, so has my backlog. I'm trying to slow down on buying games so I can start playing some of these amazing Switch games. Except Balan Wonderworld. What the f was I thinking? But honestly, I'm really glad of the selection of games I have, and there's a lot of good stuff in here that I like personally. And yeah, I've just been having so much fun with the Switch. Well, that's going to be it for today's video. Let me know what Switch games you want to add to your collection down in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching, and of course, I will see you guys in the next one. Take care. I know I said I was going to chill on buying more games, but I had to pre-order the double pack for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. I mean, come on, it's Pokemon.